for them.
I think what is wrong was the fact that they allowed those pictures to go out. You understand? They should, because they do quite a lot of activities right inside the correctional facility. You understand? They do that. So I think that's just it. But the whole essence of doing that, I do not see anything wrong in it.
Okay.
It boosts their mental ego, mental health. I mean,
they get to do other things.
They believe that, yes, they're human beings in the first instance.
All right.
You understand? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Buki. You can be a part of the conversation by calling us on 07000 917 917. Yes, Florence, what do you think?
Yeah, Buki has done very well. I mean, as a minister in the prison ministry, she has educated everyone, the listeners, and even those of us who are participating. I'm also aware that the prison or the correctional center is to rehabilitate and to turn out people better than the way they went in.
Okay.
I'm aware that games or sporting activities take place. I'm aware that many of them do courses, they study and all that. But this aspect of beauty pageant, I don't know. I don't know if I think it is right. Okay. I don't know. Because for me, I mean, it's unfortunate that the pictures have hit the media space. And, the way people perceive things, we perceive things differently.
Okay.
You can imagine a young girl thinking that, I've always wanted to participate in a pageant and I've not been able to for whatever reason. Maybe if I commit one small crime and they put me there, someday I'll be able to realize my goal. Some people can think like that because, like, some people commented that her hair, her skin, her shoes, her clothes
look better than
did
some
not
people
look like
outside.
Better than people who are outside. So the perception is what I'm worried about. And what the message is we send to some other vulnerable young women or young girls. And another issue is, how will the family of the dead feel? The family of the man that was stabbed to death. He left a wife, he left children, he left a mother and family members. Watching the alleged killer of their son, being crowned as Miss whatever. I don't know. I don't know what that will do to their psyche. I don't know. Frankly, I don't think it should even be this. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Florence. Ibinabo, what do you think?
Okay. The ladies have spoken well. But I would tilt more towards, I'll make a stand here. I mean, you see, for me, whether of course, I do know that so many things do go on in our correctional centers. People get to go to school, even in some places, in some clients, they arrange times that they do late. Are you getting it?
Yes.
See, these things are very personal things. To me, they are reformatory. Are you getting it? But, we hear about it, we don't see it. You see, sight is very powerful. When you see something, why are we saying that we should not expose children to some things? Because sight is very powerful. When you see something, the way it registers in your brain is not the way you hear it. Because you can continue to play it in your mental, in the video of your whatever. You can create a mental video of that, begin to play it in your head. Okay. That is why I would say that for me, this thing that came out to the public is morally reprehensible. Now, it has raised a lot of questions. So some people are saying, please, whose interest is being served here? What are we saying? What are we actually saying to the people? Like, let me take a little from what Florence said. I beg, commit any crime and come in here. It's all fun fair. I've been with people who are involved with prison ministry. They go there and do a lot of things. I have never heard of a beauty pageant. If somebody is in incarceration and you are given a chance to go to school, that is reformatory. Because maybe when you go to school and you come out, probably you were pilfering. When you come out of, when you are done with your term, you come out, you're educated now, maybe you can get a job, or you can be useful to yourself, but you know better, you know things, you know what to do. But and also, don't forget that she's standing trial, like writing for her mother. And also, you know, let me tell us that what we are doing with this video that is out there is that we are fanning the flame of jungle justice. People will no longer believe that sentencing a convicted person to the correctional center is fair enough punishment and a deterrent.
Okay.
So they will tell you, well, and the way they call you know, to party. You understand? Whatever we want to do, no matter how we think it is good, no matter the percentage of the liability we give to it, we have to try to step into the minds of people and understand how they perceive this. I was talking to somebody about this, and the person said, Mama, forget it. Not to commit crime, go prison, go enjoy. Country too hard. Are you getting it? So we have to be mindful of what we do while we are trying to inform these people.
Okay.
It is very important. Because let me take an example of Spanish or blessed memory, for instance. Let's assume that they have, after due and a very extensive investigation and the court has passed judgment and her killer is sentenced to a number of years or whatever. And unfortunately, of course, we have Father's Day.
Or International Men's Day.
Now, this man, if the perpetrator is a man, we see this man who is sentenced to a number of years in prison for what? For taking Banishe's life. We see him in a beer drinking competition or in a particular contest, and we see him sit down on a chair with his, lazily on a chair, wide legs wide open, and it's like life is good. How do we think the families, members of the family of Banishe will feel? You see, whatever we are doing, let us be circumspect of other things that it might pull out. As much as we intend, I totally support reformation. Because without reformation, what do? They will start their term and come out and continue. So reformation is fantastic. But how do we go about it? And then it is not the business of the people outside of the prison. It is the business of the people inside of the prison yard. There can't be any form of now will be common. This is very sensitive situation, and we have to be mindful. Even the government must be careful on how they handle it.
All right.
We have to be careful so that we don't send the wrong signal to people out there. Esther, remember, this period we are in now.
Yes.
Criminal activity is so heightened. Arrest somewhere, somebody was packing the ladies' urine to go and do money ritual. That's how bad it has become. And then you see that after all, if I'm not caught, fine. If I'm caught, if I go in there, I'll go and enjoy myself until I start my time. It is not a good message we are sending out there. We have to be mindful. I know this is information, but we have to be mindful of the information we are sending out.
All right. Thank you very much, Ibinabo. But Buki, we're going to say something.
Yes, I just use this to wrap up things and make some things clear.
Okay.
So many people that I've met in the correctional facility, they will tell you that they don't want to be there. They are looking at the slightest opportunity to go back. Okay. Yes, you will have some, no doubt about it, but the percentage is less than about 30% of them that they will say, I want to come back. And if you really ask them the reason, is because
out
there's no food, there's no shelter, there's no home. So you find that the rate of their return is as high as that. But mind you, like I said, there are different people that you meet in the correctional facility.
Sure.
Like I told you, she's still undergoing trial. It is only when she is proven guilty that she will now turn to somebody who has been sentenced or who is being convicted for that. So, but there are laws that, they're there. Like I said, you anything that will bring about behavioral, they will do it. There are quite a lot of programs that are on. There are some that, I mean, how to make a shoe, how to bake and things like that. They are there, you know, under PFN and the Onesimus project and all that. You know, that is not being showcased. There are quite a lot of things that are on there. You know, they even have graduations. There, the sycamore tree, the TPJ. You know, quite a lot of projects that they do in there that they give them certificates, and you know, they bring in their families to celebrate with them. All this is geared towards rehabilitating and reforming the mind, such that you find out that when you even ask some people, they will say, "Oh, now that I know, when I go back into the world, I will not do that." You understand? Okay. So, but like I said, the only thing I there is the fact that it was made public, which should not be. We should not be. I totally do not agree to that. And mind you, this is not something that is being done all the time. This is to celebrate women, you know. And I know that was not the only future that happened that day. There were other things, crafts, you know, handiwork and all that, you know, like there was a celebrated case of a lawyer that killed her husband, you know, it was a celebrated case. You understand? What is she doing in there? She's a teacher already in there. So there are quite a lot of things that happened that in that space, that program that was not featured.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. Yes, Ibinabo, you want to say something?
I want to add to what we have all said.
Okay.
Now, you see, sober mood is part of psychotherapy. Being remorseful of the crime you have committed, even if you have been, you know, convicted, and you are remorseful, is part of psychotherapy. And need I point out towards that? Is this year the first time we are celebrating International Women's Day?
Okay.
So what are they trying to do with this Chidinma girl? They shouldn't turn this girl into a specimen and begin to do various experiments with her. Because you see, when the story broke out that she was alleged to have done what they said she did, there were so many twists and turns to the story. At one point, she said she did it in self-defense. Then the next time there was an interview that I saw, the video clips, she was all dressed up.
You know, Ibinabo, anywhere she goes to, she has a tag, Miss Cell. Who wants to wear that tag? You understand? Who wants to wear that tag? You understand? So let's look at it from both sides of the. Understand? For me, the cell is not a place for anybody to go to. Not. But you see, the thing is that when you are in there, you still have your right to human dignity. Okay. I mean, you still want to do the things that you love. Go in a confined environment because your freedom is taken from you. They can only allow you, you know, based on what the Correctional Act says.
Allows for. Okay.
All right. Esther, we are going to talk about. I'm going to talk about this continuously.
Okay.
And give me a moment. You see, I am aware that even as a convicted criminal who was convicted for manslaughter, and they give you a number of years. When you are ill in the correctional center, you deserve to be treated properly in the hospital. Because even if you are to, if the person has been sentenced to death, and it is yet, I mean, you are yet to be taken to the gallows. It doesn't mean that when you fall ill, they shouldn't attend to you.
Okay.
But what I'm saying here is that, see, this is how we do things in Nigeria. Tomorrow we'll begin to say, how did we get here? Why won't we get here? When we close our eyes to what is wrong, and we give excuses for what is wrong. Now, this person, you know, why, if I'm telling you, if it was a different image, it wouldn't raise this much dust.
Okay.
It is because this person has been on our lips for so long.
Okay.
So many stories surrounding the mother of this Asaga man. Oh, she didn't do it. Oh, she did it. Oh, this. Oh, that. So they have brought this girl to our faces for different reasons. concerning the particular crime that was committed by whosoever that we are yet to know.
All right.
So would you please leave this girl out of all of these things so that she can quietly and calmly,
mind you,
okay,
she won. She won.
She won.
There are other ladies,
Okay.
I can just tell you the crimes they did, but there were other ladies that we understand.
Esther, may I say something, please?
Okay, Florence, please go ahead.
I think the organizers of this pageant and the prison officials, they need to explain to Nigerians what informs this. If this is the first time we're having this kind of thing, what informs them? What are their goals? Because anything you do, any project you carry out, you should appraise. Listen to feedback. How do people feel about this program? So that we do not lay a wrong precedent. If this is not reviewed, if this is not correctly appraised, then you can become an annual event. And it can even spread to other maybe Mr. Sel or Mr. Killer or Miss Modra, all kinds of things that will assault the sensibility of an average Nigerian. So the organizers should explain to Nigerians why they did this program, what they wanted to achieve, and let them now incorporate all the feedback and tell us in plain language. Is this something they want to carry on from year to year?
Okay.
Or they will just
one off. All right.
That's a good one.
All right. Thank you very much, Florence. Thank you, Buki. Thank you, Ibinabo, for your contributions on this particular story we've taken, because a whole lot has actually been said on social media, different comments. Some people sitting on the fence, some people saying no, it should not be. Some people saying I think they should be able to have a moment of fun and things like that. But definitely we are different. We don't have the same opinions on things. But either ways, as long as you're able to defend your opinion, that's just what it is. But all the same, I think they should just come out and tell us clearly. Are you trying to tell them that this is the tag you get for what you've done? Or is it sending a message across to other people out there that if you do something that will make you come in here, you are going to get this tag, and when you leave, people are still going to recognize you as this? Is that what we're trying to say? We just need clearer words on this. Yes. We need clearer words on this. All right, it's 18 minutes to 10 on Women Radio WFM 91.7. This is Panorama. Panorama is where we have the ladies from different geopolitical zones come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues. Panorama is brought to you from Mondays through Fridays at 9:15 a.m. My name is Esther Alaribe. We have a message here from Oji Ikena. He says, the prison is not a place of celebration, but a place of correction. But due to the bad and greedy government we have, it has turned into something. Ikena, please tie this in properly. Let's understand what the government has to do in this. All right, let's go over this one. So students of the Ambrose Ali University College of Medicine have been asked to pay 50,000 naira each for the completion of an hostel. Now, this school is the state-owned school, and when you ask each student to pay 50,000 naira, does that mean that when they get to pay this money, when the hostel is ready, they don't have to pay anymore? Or why are we asking students to pay? Because for a state-owned university, I definitely get to pay all my bills. You get to pay all of it to the very last. And, well, I don't know about this particular school, but some state school, like, for I know, don't come cheap. Yes, some state schools don't come cheap. I know just one called their name, they know themselves. Some state schools don't come cheap at all. So after getting to pay all of the fees and everything, all of the whole levies, and you still get to be asked to pay 50,000 for hostel building or something, it sounds some kind of way. Bookie, what do you think?
Yes, on the surface of it, I condemn it as well. On the basis that pay 50K because some people are coming to inspect, and this has to do with medical.
Yes,
I think it's a. I condemn it. It's wrong. But you see, coming from, and that's something about the social media thing. You don't know the genesis. You don't know. Maybe they had a meeting and they had discussed it among their excos or members or whatever, and they have appealed to them. And they're saying, okay, put into writing so that we can tell our parents or something like that. I don't know. But
if they've agreed, I don't think the students will still come out to let it out.
Students can
well,
do anything,
okay,
you understand?
okay.
That's why I said we do not know the genesis.
Okay.
But on the surface of it, I think it's wrong. They should find a way of getting donations. They're meaningful citizens in their state that they can go and meet, and also even make an appeal. Not because not everybody can afford that
50,000.
They could have made an appeal to parents and things like that. They have a way of reaching out to the parents, So that's just my own. On the surface, is wrong. But there are better ways of going through it, not because somebody is coming to inspect. Leave it like that. Now, when they come, they know that you have not done it, except maybe they have given you the money and you have chopped it and you are looking for a cover-up. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Because if they're coming to inspect, let them see that you have not done the building. Why have you not done the building? I don't have enough funds.
All right. Thank you for that, Buki. Ibinabo, what do you think?
Very, very laughable. You see, let me quickly return to Buki. Buki is wondering whether there was a consensus reached and everything. Yes, from the said there was a consensus reached by the college management and consultative forum, even the Medical Students Association. You see, this is totally wrong. Because if they do not have a skeleton in their cupboard, they wouldn't quickly start taxing students to come and pay. What are they trying to cover up? Like this said, you should allow these people to come and inspect. If a project is worth 20 billion naira and all you have given is 10 billion naira, I mean, it is very funny for you to come and see that the project is already perfected.
Okay.
So you will ask questions. You people said it is 20 billion and you only gave me 10 billion. So how come you are finishing with 10 billion? That means you were trying to do what? Okay. So there are undertones that are not clear to us. Now, their normal yearly consultation forum due is 10,000 naira.
Yes, and they said they were going to waive that one for them.
Asking, if you waive 10,000 naira, 10,000 naira is 5 times 50,000 naira. So you see, I mean, what does this reflect? Who awarded the contract? Wasn't money earmarked for this? These are my questions. And how come students are now being compelled to pay 50K? So my question is, what is the standpoint of the governor on this? Because the state-owned university struggling students. You know, that is why corruption is everywhere. And I know that it is mandatory for me to pay by every means. And this is not right. It is absolutely not right. It is not part of the responsibility of students to be coerced into contributing money to finish a project. And this, how do we assure the plight of the poor? People are already in serious financial distress, and you are asking them to go and pay 6,000 naira. I'm calling on Governor Bafeki to come and look into this. What is going on there in that school? Because some parents would borrow money and sell some things to pay the fees. And you are coming from a situation that is not part of my responsibility. Clearer, I mean, we need more information on this. It is not clear at all. It is not clear. For me, all I see here is corruption. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Ibinabo. But you can be a part of the conversation by calling us on 07000 917 917, or you can send us a text or a WhatsApp message on 070 317 56537. We have a message here from Nancy in Ikeja, and she's saying that this whole case about this lady and the prison stuff is actually very annoying, because when you look at it, the family of this man will definitely just be waiting for information on what the next step is, and now they get to see pictures of her everywhere looking all pretty and happy. How do you want them to feel? Well, this is another thing. This is still another thing. Well, Florence, please answer Nancy's message before you go on to this conversation on the Abrus Ali University.
Of course, I mentioned it that I don't know how the family of the dead man will feel. I mean, it's like the way she appeared is a very, very horrible reminder of their loss. So it's condemnable as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Then on the Ambrose Ali University, it is outrightly wrong for any university the students to build a hostel. All over the world, medicine is one of the most expensive courses. So I'm sure the parents of these medical students have been, and to even think that some of the students could be indigent. Students, maybe it's their community that is sponsoring them, or it's one uncle that is helping here and there, and they are running on very tight budget. Now you are saying 50K to build a hostel. It is not acceptable. And they are now saying that they will waive a certain 10,000 naira. What is 50,000 compared with 10,000? The questions that I have that I need answers to: will this hostel accommodate all the medical students? That's number one. If the answer is students, that's number one. If the answer is yes, then the school can say, okay, if you pay this money, we're going to waive your hostel fees for X number of years. Maybe this will be a better compromise, more or less. But if a child is a medical and he or she is not guaranteed a space in that hostel, they have robbed that child. Then it brings also to question the funding of our universities, whether federal, whether state. And I'm sure this is one of the things ASU is always talking about, funding. How on earth will you ask students to come and pay to build a hostel? And even the accreditation panel, if this letter that was circulated, if it gets the accreditation panel, if they are not corrupt themselves, they should see with another eye. Who are you trying to deceive? You want us to believe that you have a hostel when you have more or less twisted people to pay for it? It is not corruption. It is corruption. And I'm particularly president. If this flies, then this university or another university for that matter will take a cue. Then they know that, we have this project, let's just ask the students to pay. We have that project, let's ask the students to pay. It is not right. And Amoo University, the governor in charge, the state governor, the whatever board of governors, whoever they are, this is not good for their image. This is not good at all.
All right. Thank you very much, Buki. Thank you, Ibinabo. Thank you, Buki. In less than how many minutes? Let me take your final words. Buki, your final words.
Oh, my final words. Well, to the women out there, so celebrate yourself. Look at your successes and celebrate them. Yes, also look at your failures and your challenges and use them as a stepping stone to greatness. A lot of women have done that, when they share their challenges. It was yesterday I was looking at Zain Asha, our CNN anchor. I didn't even know she was from a Nigerian family, Eastern family, but she rose up. There were challenges, no doubt about it. One can Google, to know about her story. But now look at her. We're celebrating her as a CNN anchor. So please celebrate yourself. The challenges, use them as a stepping stone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Ibinabo, your final words.
Okay, so I just want to advise us as Nigerians that we need to do away with travesty of our institutions. It is totally, it is bad enough that our image is so terribly tainted. So we need to do the right thing always.
All right.
And I'm appealing to the governor of Edo State.
Hello, Ibinabo. Okay.
Should not be coerced into paying the 50,000 naira. It will set a wrong precedent, and it is totally wrong. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Florence, what do you think?
Yeah, you see, this annual celebration, I'm always I wonder, because we say we are celebrating, before you know it, another year is here. And you're asking yourself, what has changed? So my appeal to women, individuals, groups of women, let us appraise where we are. Where are we coming from? Let us set goals for the next year or for the next years, and let us be accountable. So that when we are celebrating 2023 International Women's Day, we'll be better off than where we were in 2022. Let it go beyond lip service. Let it go beyond just talking and talking. Let's do something tangible and impactful with our lives.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Florence. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Ibinabo. Thank you, Buki, for taking time to join me this morning.
You're
and
welcome.
I hope that you enjoy the weekend.
Me.
Yes.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Bye. So this is what we call it a wrap on Panorama this week. I see the phone lines buzzing. Panorama is broadcast from 9:15 a.m. and wrap up at about 9:55. So when you want to call us within this time belt. I see your phone lines buzzing. we can't take your calls. Do have to join us again on Monday at 9:15 a.m. My name is Esther Alaribe. And as we go about our daily activities, please be nice. Do not do anything that the law will frown out. Because this whole conversation here around this case here is because someone was alleged to have done something wrong. That's why we're having all of this. So please try as much as possible to be responsible citizens of the nation. Thank you.
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 480 7613.
You need money, rent money, business money, rent money, school fees money, rent money, anything money, rent money.